Okay, up against a Giganta deck. Well. Here comes Ragavan, here comes Ragavan, right from Modern Horizons 2. It will beat you, it will hit you, all in chunks of 2. If you hate Modern Horizons, hear a cheer in chat. I can't think of a rhyme. Alright, getting pinged.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
I think I like playing Wall into Bulwark here. Maybe try to Tyvar before we Overgrown Battlement. If we draw a land, we can go Tyvar minus Caretaker, Battlement, Axebane. Well, Inquisition, pretty good card, huh? Pretty good card. Main deck Haywire Mite. Like to see that. This looks like the Jund Saga list that won that Japanese tournament. I think Andrea played it yesterday. No 3-mana spells in this deck. It's very interesting. And they had like kind of a high land count too for, and like a bunch of Ren and 6s for no 3 drops. I thought that was notable for sure. Yeah, it was like the Luris-less Luris deck, although you still have Sweet Angel Giganta. Getting pushed? Yep, that's bad. Okay, block like this so a ping doesn't kill a creature, I guess. They have a second Ren and 6. They have 2 Unholy Heats? Oh. Why did they ping this? What the hell? Why did they ping that? I mean, they thought I blocked differently. Okay, they're playing 3 drops. Officially has 3 drops. So it's funny, Karn turns off the clue tokens if we can get the Karn down, which we're pretty close to. Could cast it this turn. Likely gonna need 1 turn of setup. I don't know. So if I just cast Karn, it's pretty fragile. I think we're gonna go Wall of Blossoms into Axebane Guardian unless something else I draw changes that. I guess just a land. Now I have the extra blocker. I do have the extra blocker, but you know what? Let's just play the Guardian. It seems to me a little bit more important just to have access to when a battlement effect next turn. If my opponent wants to spend, wait, what? They shocked in? Do they think that they can Haywire Mite Bulwark? I think they do. Maybe they're playing Shadow. I don't know. If they want to spend, like, I think them sacking 1 clue is fine. If they, like, sack 2 clues and find a push, it's also fine. You guys preferred this to graphics? Well, it's not really about, like, if you're talking about, like, this versus Arena, it's not really about the graphics. It's about that we get to play Modern, which is an awesome format, as opposed to the formats available on Arena, which are less my speed at least. So if they tap completely out, I need to Chord for 1 so I can infinite combo. They didn't tap completely out. I think I still Chord for 1. It doesn't feel very likely that they have a removal spell, and if they do have one, we're about to hear about it. And even if they do have a removal spell, we can just draw any defender for turn and still combo. Oh, I just realized they have the Haywire Mite up. Although we can respond to the Haywire Mite activation. Oh, and card turns off Haywire Mite also. Okay, so this is an infinite mana and infinite draw. They can't Haywire Mite again because of the Karn, but even if they could... No, I guess we wouldn't be able to respond, actually. I wasn't referring to Arena. I don't know what Arena is. I see. I'm annoyed. There are 5 different versions of the game, and I don't know where to start. Okay, well, yeah, so when you said to graphics, Arena is a different client that has, like, a lot of graphics, so I assume that's what you were referring to. I'm also annoyed that there's a billion ways to play. There's not 5, there are 3 different ways to play Magic. But it is annoying. I'm on board with that, for sure. It would be so much better if they're just on online and then a paper. But this is Magic Online. This has all the formats. It has a better economy than Arena. It has the cool formats. It has the cool streamers, too. Although there's cool Arena streamers. Bridge is kind of awkward against the Haywire Mite play. I might just run it back. And Arena has like predatory economy, flashy graphics, maybe easier to get into, but harder to get out of. there's a lot. There's probably some YouTube videos we could direct you to too. And then there's also paper. Paper is the best way to play, but online is probably the best way to grind and practice too. How is Moto not predatory economy? Dude, Magic Online is like the last bastion of like economies that like don't just like totally hate the player base. Like there's like tons of people in Brazil who like play Magic Online full time because if you're good at Magic and it's like and you have a high enough win rate, which is not like incredibly high, you can make like a livable wage in Brazil. I know I've like grinded Magic Online for cash when I've been short on cash, and I don't know, it's especially compared to like every single other game economy it's so much better. It's so much better. It's obviously not, I don't know, they're not like sending cash to your mailbox every week, but it's really good compared to everything else. You can buy the cards and you can sell the cards, and it's like you can't do that with like any other system too, like or like with Arena specifically, like you can't sell your cards. You can't buy your cards. You have to buy gems and coins and I don't even know what they're fucking called. Ooh, a Tyvar. That's a pretty narrow-minded opinion, but okay. Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up, please. You just come in to argue. Shut up! Golly. Shut up. Literally just, I want to argue today's spike. Golly. I know, I'm just immediate stun lock. The easiest way to stun lock me is when there's a new player in the chat. They're trying to learn how to learn. They're trying to figure out how to learn, and I'm trying to give some kind of tips and advice and compares and contrasts. That's all I'm doing, as I'm trying to help the new player a little bit. And it's just we just want to argue and circle jerk about how everything is bad and everything sucks. On something that just doesn't matter at all. Needle on Karn is kind of tough. I can still beat it, but it's hard. It's going to go to game 3. Does anyone cash out? Yeah, you can sell your tickets to third parties, usually card hoarder, mana traders, for actual cash. And it's also what's so about the stun lock too. About the stun lock, it's like I don't even know what a part of my opinion they're disagreeing with. I said like so many things over the last like 5 minutes. I said so many different things. I literally don't even know what I said that they have a problem with. What did I say? What was I wrong? It's also a rhetorical question. Yeah, just wrong in general. Okay, Needle and Karn again. I do have a Boseiju in the deck, but we're now on like Arcades Bulwark beatdown. I'm going to play the Breeding Pool here instead of the Windswept Heath, even though I'm taking more damage to do so, potentially. If my opponent has another Thoughtseize, they may actually cast the Thoughtseize here. Oh, you can't cash out of Arena, you can cash out of Magic Online, which is like one of the reasons why the Magic Online economy is really nice and the Arena economy is not really nice. Yeah, it's totally okay to like Magic Arena more than you like Magic Online, but it's also like, you know, impossible to deny that there aren't pros and cons to both. You can also own every card in Arena without spending a cent. So this argument is literally what gaming companies want you to believe. They want you to believe that this is a true statement. You can own every card on the client without spending a cent. This is like just the lie that they tell you. This is the microtransaction lie. This is the, oh, it's okay. You don't have to pay to play. You can just grind and get your gems by grinding. This is the lie that they tell you. It is very technically true, but it is not in any way feasible to grind, to not only get an Arena collection, but to keep up with the new cards that like are printed. You would have to, even grinding every hour of every day is maybe not enough. You know what I mean? Is maybe not enough. It's not like I've had every standard deck for a number of years without spending money. Do you have every card on Magic Online? Every standard deck for years, I think sounds like not true though. But again, this is the again. But this is not a me against you thing. This is you've eaten the forbidden apple. I don't know. This is what they want you to think. They want you to think that this is a good model. It is. They want you to think that this is a good model and a good use of your time to grind, to get these cards. I'm trying to help you. Even like it's also like it's so time consuming that I think to most players it's not worth it to do it for free. And like the lie is also like that they want you to get frustrated. They want you to feel frustrated by this, so you just spend a little bit, then a little bit more, and you get used to spending, you know. This is just how like every single model works, you know. Yeah, maybe going infinite in draft, but even still, like, it's like you have to either commit a lot of time or a lot of money to buy decks on Arena, and to me that's so much worse than just being able to buy the deck you want immediately. Just buy the cards. I really am not a fan. Like having to grind for this stuff sucks. Thank you, Doc. Okay, deck tech now. Okay, we can move on. Conversations, honestly, like going on way too long. What in the world? Okay. So we're world firing, huh? I really don't get the attitude of it being a bad thing that you have to play a game. Like, I want to play the game. I can get the free cards for doing it. Here's again. I can't. I always get so stun-locked. The bad part about this is you either have to spend way too much money for it's not about playing the game. It's about playing the game you want to play. If you're trying to test competitively, if you want to buy a competitive deck, you either have to you have to buy hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of packs and gems, like much more money worth than you would even spend on a standard deck and paper to get the deck you need to play test. If you want to play Arena for limited, that's great, because that's the game you want to play. It's about the fact that if you want to play Historic, if you want to play Standard, it's costing you way too much time or way too much money. It's not about playing the game. It's about playing the game in the way you want to play it, and it being predatory for people playing it in like serious, like competitive, constructed environments. It's not. Magic is not all equal.
They're back.
Yes, the dogs are back. Great.
Dogs are back. It was a quiet morning without you guys. Lonely morning.
Not a quiet morning over here.
Lonely, lonely morning. Oh, you okay? What happened? Did you sniff something you weren't supposed to sniff? Got allergies?
It's like it's to just go in and buy a deck on Arena. It's more expensive than a paper standard deck, and it's more expensive. It's more expensive, and you can't sell it. You can't sell it like you can in paper. It's just bad rate. But again, you just play Arena. It's fine. It's fine. I don't. No, it's ultimately your decision how you want to play the game. But like when you compare the two economies, it's really, I think, hard to like seriously argue that like Arena has a better economy than Magic Online. That was the only point I'm trying to make. This deck is truly wild. Okay, first note is you are light on artifacts to sack to Dragon Engine. Fable of the Mirror Breaker would help a little bit. Losing the Obosh Companion and playing Scrapwork might help too. The new Snapcaster Dragon. Yeah, I could see that. Capricious Hellraiser. This would be a really good fit for that, actually. I don't like seeing Magmatic Insight in this deck. This is a... it's a sorcery, sorry. It's a sorcery. You're probably pretty choked on sorceries. But maybe just Tormenting Voice is better because it actually discards your World Fire, which seems like a priority. Reforge the Soul is kind of sick. I'm kind of into it, honestly. But I think you have to play Tormenting Voice over Magmatic Insight. Dragon Rage's Channeler isn't a very good card without Mishra's Bauble, and so like I know that you've probably thought pretty seriously about like Obosh versus no Obosh, but I do think that specifically Scrapwork Mutt to give you density of engineer targets and Mishra's Bauble for Channeler would likely be worth it. It's tough though. It's tough. Oh yeah, Goblin already shuts off Obosh. Right, Goblin already shuts off Obosh. Okay, never mind then. You've already failed the Obosh requirement. I don't know. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. Maybe what you should be doing is okay. So hold on, let me show you this. I got something for you. I can't believe I have something for you though. So you could play it in this shell that we were playing the other day. I can link this in the chat. But this like mono red like artifact land shell feels like a good home for it, where you have a lot of sorceries and Gleeful Demolition, Boom Bust, Cleansing Wildfire. You have the extra way to cast your Wildfire and Capricious Hellraiser. And so you can do something like, so you need to add what, 4 Helix, and then you can play Hellraiser kind of over the Goblin as like your alternate way. You need more sorceries, so you're playing sorceries over the Lightning Bolts and Heats. So you're playing Flame Jab, Fork Bolts. Play Riftbolt. Yeah, Riftbolt with Worldfire sounds pretty fun. What's my opponent doing over there? They like just main phase Noxious Revival their Manamorphose, which is so weird. Ugh. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I like this kind of shell. Then maybe you actually like even move away from like the maybe like, I don't know, like to some extent you're not going to be able to win a creature combat game very well, so maybe cutting the Channelers and the Ragavans completely, and so you can play like Tormenting Voice and just like Enablers and Payoffs, sorceries with the artifact package. This could be a good direction to go. This doesn't seem too bad, but you need more artifacts. So like Scrapwork Mutt for sure, and like Bishop's Bauble for Channeler could be a good direction to go. Cutting like the Furies and the Ragavans maybe. Like again, you can play Ragavan. You do have enough removal spells, but it's also like something I've kind of found is like I don't really like to play Ragavan very much in combo decks like this. I don't really like to play Ragavan very much in combo decks where the issue is that in other fair matchups you're just not very good at like fighting the one on one the 1-for-1 fight that Ragavan decks really want to fight. I don't know if I'm articulating that very well. So we can activate this 5 times. If we untap, I guess it's not really any different. Yeah, I'm only attacking with 5 creatures no matter what. $18 lands too low. Yeah, 18 lands is too low. A lot going on. It's hard for me to just build the deck. You probably don't need to hear this. You probably know this, but the deck is, you know, going to be not super competitive. Yeah, I think Goblin Engineer is probably not where you want to be. I know it gives you, like, redundancy, but it's, I don't know. You just, like, never untap with Engineer anyways. Oh, this was lethal. I just realized I couldn't do any more damage, so I didn't do the math. Maybe we should be main decking the 4th Walking Bulwark. I'm not sure. We'd open up a Karn slot. We could play like a Cityscape Leveler maybe. There's a spot I wanted one earlier. I don't know what my opponent's doing. I'm going to run it back. Splashback for Umar Grave. Splashback for Umar Grave. That's probably better than my other suggestions. Could also play Recommission too. Recommission's a sorcery for your Helix Enabler thing. A lot of ideas. Hopefully some of it's helpful. Looks very fun. Is Alpine Moon or Blood Moon better in Red Black Rock in current meta if you want to cast Dothi, Kroxa, Turok? I mean, if you want to cast those cards, I typically think that you'd prefer to be playing Alpine Moon, because Blood Moon makes it really hard for Turok specifically, but it's doable either way. It's doable either way, and Blood Moon's better off overall. Thinking Weird Prowess don't have 4th growth, would I play in a pinch? Yeah, I think I'd probably play the first Grape Shot if you don't have the... yeah, if you don't have the 4th growth. Oh, did they choose to be able to draw? Everything's been so weird, like their Noxious Revivals. Everything they've been doing is so weird. Like, I'm kind of expecting to die at any moment, but my opponent keeps not doing anything. I don't know. The City of Brass is kind of throwing me off. Oh, they're Neoform. Oh, they're Rot Priest. Okay. Sure. Why would you play City of Brass? Must have, like, a splash. Yeah, I'm still liking the 4th Breach over the first Grape Shot, I think. So are we dead to... Yeah, we're dead to Ground Rift. This is exactly enough, right? Yeah, exactly enough. Is it? Yes, it is. Cool. Song of Creation and Rot Priest Storm is kind of an interesting thought. Yeah, maybe a budget option. I'm just gonna run it back. Contract 3 months, thank you. Let's mulligan. We need kind of a fast hand. I guess this hand's not that slow. We have turn 1 Caretaker into turn 2 Wall of Roots Caretaker. Probably shouldn't mulligan. Pigeon, 9 months, thank you. we have 5 mana next turn, which is like 1 short of a super relevant number, right? Yeah, I can't grab any really relevant card off Karn. Oh, is the Wall of Omens free to play? I guess it... If my plan is to just play a Karn, it is, because I can tap the wall now to the second Caretaker. But I suppose I could also draw something else. I don't know what else I'd be playing. Chalice. Well, I guess I could Chalice on 0. Chalice on 0 would turn off Summoner's Pact, but I was kind of hoping to Chalice on 1 next turn. This also means if they, because I have no blockers, if they mutagenic growth, their Cantor, I lose. So what if I just grab Chalice and then pass? I don't know. So this only turns off. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna grab Chalice and plan on Chalice on 1-ing next turn, which is like it's really hard for them to beat that. Okay, well now... Well, maybe I should Chalice on 1 first to play around... No, Veil of Summer doesn't stop Stonebrain. Also, they would like never have Veil of Summer here. Okay, so they do have Grape Shots in the deck, but it is going to be hard for them to successfully Grape Shot. That being said, I have kind of played into the Gut Shot here. They also could have killed my Karn last turn, and they just didn't. I haven't Stonebrained anybody in a while. Replace Breach and AWAC. Yeah, actually I've been playing Crack the Earth in 8-whack. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream with it, but I went down to 16 lands to play Crack the Earth, and then I immediately drew, like, I got to 3-lander, I drew 6 lands in a row. Over the first game, I went down to 16 lands. The Shuffler just has been hating me lately. But I think I like Crack the Earth a lot. So I actually cut all the Shrapnel Blast and the Breach for it, but you could also just play more Shrapnel Blast too. That's also fine. I guess I get the Battlement so I can try to combo next turn. Opponent feels like they gave up. This thing on Flame of Keld. Flame of Keld's okay. I think that some people can be kind of like concerned with like not having any card advantage in a deck, but I don't think you necessarily want it in that deck either. It wouldn't be a bad option though. Yeah, I don't think the Breach is that good in that deck. It's just really slow. They draw Grape Shot. They're acting like they drew Grape Shot. Mono black Obosh deck. Some kind of Death Shadow package with Vendetta Ulcerate. So the thing about Death Shadow specifically with Mono Black is that like the best enablers for Death Shadow in Modern is fetching and shocking. So like why would you not want to play white for Ranger Captain or red for Ragavan and DRC? You have to have like a payoff to be this theoretical Mono Black Obosh deck. Okay, opponent's on a mold to 6, mold to 5. We have the nuts. Because the payoff is kind of Scourge. Yeah, but Scourge also wants you to be fetching shocking. Like, there has to be some kind of payoff to being mono black. And, yeah. Like Cabal Coffer's Urborg is like really the only payoff to being mono black. So so Cabal Coffer's Urborg Obosh. Now that just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? But then you lose. There's like I guess I don't know. Man, am I really building this deck for you guys? Because you can still play Golos, and you can just not play Profane Tutor, which make people happy anyways. Does Invoke Despair damage? It has to lose life, right? But if Invoke Despair like randomly damages, I'm like on board, I guess. Yeah. No, it's life loss, of course, right? I mean, companions are pretty broken. So you can't play Karn, you can't play Archon, you can't play Profane Tutor, you can't play Damnation. Oh, gross. They have no cards in their hand, though. Can be hard to beat this combo, though. Soren's Vengeance. Oh, well, Soren's Vengeance, how much mana is that? We don't even get to gain any life off their solituding either, which is so rude of them. That sounds very fun, though. But you'd have to do something like that. I don't know. I do like that you get to keep Golos and Invoke Despair. I don't have a Torp Orb in my sideboard, do I? No. It's getting pretty big pretty quick, too. Okay, but we can maybe get to a point where we can go Axebane plus Overgrown next turn. And then we have to top deck something. But struggling to keep a good winner in modern, recommend picking up what always seem to be top 3 deck, or try to muster lower tier but high reward ceiling deck. It just all depends. Like, I don't know. I honestly just I really recommend Prowess for grinding leagues at the moment if that's your only goal. But modern's a pretty open and hard to figure out format, and it's also true that I have you know, fatal chronic content brain. Can we ever beat this Solitude? I don't think so. Or the Ephemerate, rather. Terminal content brain. Okay, you could also play Acerak combo. You could also play Acerak combo in this Obosh Cabal Coffers deck. It sure is a thought, huh? Karn Bridge might win. Yeah, we still have enough mana to Karn Bridge. Without Heartless Summoning. Oh, right, yeah. Well, you could play... you could play Anvil. Semblance Anvil. Yeah, it really doesn't feel like it's worth jumping through the Obosh hoop. Next turn we go Wall of Roots, Wall of Blossoms, tap this for 3. So I guess we go Roots into Omens, then can use the green for Blossoms. Unlikely that they kill my Overgrown Battlement. We'll see though. Yeah, I was thinking about playing. Oh, they have a Prismatic Ending. I wasn't really expecting them to have that card. So they're like Soul Hoarder with no company, I guess. If they're playing Prismatic Ending, maybe their endings are in the sideboard. Hard to say. They're also playing Odawara, which kind of confused me because they also had Ice Fang, but that's okay. People don't care about turning on Ice Fang anyways. Yeah, the wall mirror with Soul Herder. Nassif full deck? Maybe. Was Nassif playing Ice Fang? I didn't think he was. Might have been. That deck was pretty cool, huh? Well, we untap with Axebane. That's pretty nice. Could maybe float it to black, since we could maybe draw into Tyvar. Stack place like an Axebane. Can go pretty crazy next turn. We can chord 4 Arcades and start like cantripping walls together, attacking for a lot if they don't answer it. Obviously, millions of mana. Yeah, it does look like Deceive Celeste. It's cool. I haven't seen that deck in a while. They are tapped out. Bulwark is a really good draw too. So let's go. Just tap for green. And then I want to leave these as many untapped as possible, actually, so that I can try to attack for lethal this turn if possible. If they do have Solitude, which they do have Solitude. We're maybe not attacking for lethal, but we're attacking for a lot. So right now, if I tap this, this is seven mana. I don't want to attack with my Bulwark, so I need 8 mana to attack with all of these. So it seems relatively free to just go cast Overgrown Battlement. We can also like cycle Wall of Omens, maybe dig for a Karn, but I also want to have as many of these in play for next turn as possible. My Wall of Blossoms are a little bit more powerful than my opponent's Wall of Blossoms. Yeah, Bulwark gives haste, but I don't have enough mana to give everything haste here. Is there reason to not play? Oh, but I could have given the Battlements haste. Oh, of course. Yeah, I could have. I think they still could chump with the Wall of Blossoms. Right. Missed that line. Maybe Bulwark is just the best card in the deck. Such a goofy card, too. Such a goofy card. Don't think. I guess it could have been lethal depending on what we drew off the Wall. Blossoms, too. I checked out the Steve's non-combo deck. I think we're literally playing against it right now. I don't know. It was a very Nassif style deck. Something I had a hard time evaluating. Come on, Karn, Tyvar, Bulwark, Chord of Calling. Okay, my one Arcades is already in exile, so there's, besides like Supreme Verdict, there's not really any downside of just jamming here. Boseiju just steals so many games too. My opponent's playing one of each of the channel lands. I don't know if the Thief was doing that, but to me, in your Ice Fang deck, it doesn't make any sense. I could be wrong. I do wonder if we could play some number of Lair of the Hydras, though. Lair of the Hydra, especially because we only have, like, one Arcades, we could, like, cut the Triumph for it, maybe. I did also punt pretty bad, I guess. Okay, so this has got to get us another Bulwark. The problem is, of course, that Bulwark can only be activated at sorcery speed. That's good anymore. We had a Boros Lotus Field deck that we trophied with this season with Hellraiser and Boom Bust. Recommend something closer to that. Okay. Maybe this works. They're not conceding, though. Okay, they are conceding. Game 3. Let's just board an Emrakul. let's just board an Emrakul. If there was a matchup for it, they can chord for it. Probably not too good to chord for. Recruiter isn't good enough? I don't think so. I don't know. It's the kind of card that, like, I think lowers your win percentage. It's these kind of, again, these tutor targets are always like, do they actually increase your win percentage or do they lower it? And I think that it seems to me that playing a card that's like, you know, only good when you have millions of mana, when you already have Arcades, you already have Bulwark to tutor for, is probably just not worth it. But, like, I don't know, it's, you know, in theory, nearly every single creature in Magic is going to have, like, a spot where you'd want to tutor for it, you know? But you can't play every single one, because you're diminishing your card quality too much. Assault Formation seems like it'd be a perfect place for this deck. Well, no, I think you have it backwards. This place would be the perfect place for Assault Formation, but I don't think Assault Formation would be the perfect place for this deck. And that might sound like the same thing, but you just don't need Assault Formation. You have Arcades and you have Bulwark, and Formation, I think, is like a less powerful version of both of those cards. I'm going to minus the Tyvar. If only this was, you know, available. First time we've bricked on the Tyvar, but it's okay because we really want to plus the Tyvar next turn, and we want to give our creatures haste. So putting any defender into play here is also really nice. Huh? This is fine. I have to chump block the Wall of Blossoms to keep Tyvar alive, but I get to also block the Soul Herder. And my Tyvar is alive. Then I can go. So in order to go Wall of Omens first, I do have to draw a land. Yeah, welcome to Modern. We're playing the Wall's Mirror. I did draw the land. So it seems like I should just go Wall of Omens into Battlement Guardian. Potentially I can chord for Arcades first, though. Almost definitely have to play the first Guardian. I can go. Yeah, I can't chord for Arcades and then cast the Axebane Guardian to keep going, right? I'm counting the Tyvar plus. I have 8 with the Tyvar plus. I have 8 mana right now. So untap either of these 8 mana. Chord for this costs 5. Oh, I have exactly enough. Pretty exciting. We have to, you know, maybe draw another thing off the Axebane Guardian, though. Okay, that's a really good one. Let's float a black and a white. So we can cast Tyvar or Wall of Blossoms. One mana short of Karn. Not that, I guess. A few mana short of Karn being good too, but not the worst turn. Not the worst turn. We started this turn with just a Wall of Omens in play. Started this turn with just a Wall of Omens in play. Oh no, we had Tyvar too. We also have Tyvar. Text Tyvar. Unattacks. Text me. Yeah, they'll take the Tyvar with the Arcades. Let's go block here. Take 4 down to 9. They have 8 cards in their hand, but they really need to. I have three Overgrown Battlement effects, so they're gonna need to have like Boseiju. Oh, they played Boseiju. Dude, Boseiju was like one of the only cards I lost to here. Although maybe I was even beating it. Can't I just attack? I don't know. Just attacking is pretty bad against Solitude Ephemerate. We're gonna need to do a lot of things here to make sure we don't die to something like that. But also just like Arcades attack isn't lethal. It's 14. They do have Solitude. No Ephemerate. It's a big deal. Yeah. I think we could have beaten Boseiju there. I think you're right. We drew a land for turn. Grabbing our staff. I'm gonna play my land. So we beat a disenchant on the staff. We don't beat a counterspell on the staff. Alright, this makes it harder. Down to just 3 cards in their hand, though. So now I'm one defender short of going off. I can't draw a card off Staff of Domination and then continue to go off. I can just play Arcades and I gain a life. I think I'm gonna draw a card. I don't necessarily want to play the Arcades right now. Kind of want to sandbag it a little bit. Although I guess the Arcades it keeps the let's keep the Karn around. But Karn is Karn's kind of done its job. No, not a mirror. Oh, we could have also had like the Caretaker for Arcades. I'm kind of worried about not having quite enough attackers. This has been a tough game. A really tough game. Could grab like Ballista with Karn next turn, maybe. They get another Solitude. The 4th Solitude or the 3rd one? 3rd one. But now they can Solitude plus Flicker it. Fatigue sets up my Chord of Calling. Surprised they're not hard casting Solitude. The Arcades deck, my opponent who is playing Arcades in their deck has officially Meddling Maged naming Arcades. What in the world is this format? And then they have just left themselves dead. Because they're just dead. What in the world? What am I missing? Literally just block here and they die? Oh wait, hold on. No, there's... Because I can't cast Karn, I can't cast Chord, I can't cast Arcades. Yeah, it's just funny. I'm not saying this was wrong. This was the right play, but it's just like a funny play. But I should be able to... How much power do I theoretically have? I have 20. Yeah, so I could just draw into Bulwark. I could just draw into Bulwark. Yeah, I could just haste my board too. Yeah, okay. Oh, although, but they're drawing 2 cards off the Wall of Blossoms. Okay. So, yeah, if they draw a white card, we lose. No, I have infinite right now. I don't need to draw a defender. I already have enough defenders. 5 is the number you need. I'm just going to play this one so the loop is faster. I think they punted really badly. They maybe are not super familiar with this combo. Yeah, it's infinite mana, then infinite mana with Staff is infinite draw, so I'll just draw into a Bulwark, and then I can also tap all of their creatures. They had the white card. So we still win, but it's just everything's just much more annoying now. Yeah, I know. I guess I could have left it on the stack. White hole is better than ending? Well, it just answers everything you want ending to answer, but it's 1 mana instead of 2, which is really relevant in the deck, right? Although I recommend like Change the Rocks in general because it also answers Murktide. But you have Shattering Spree for Chalice, and then you have Portable Hole for Sanctifier. My opponent's asking me about the combo, which is awesome. And they concede, thank you, opponent. Very cool. Only someone playing my opponent's deck would be so cool. Okay, 1 Tyvar equals 1 keep. Yeah, as soon as I untapped, they were dead, but clearly they missed that. Wow, we're curving out now. Island Go, huh? But it probably doesn't like Fawn very much. Although this is a pretty sick island. I've never seen this island. What the hell? It's so cool. There's a video game that has like this kind of art style. It's like really, I don't know, I can't remember what it's called. Maybe someone in chat knows. It's like all like black and white and like pixely. And you play as like this detective, like going through the ship and this like ghost ship and trying to figure out what happened. And you're like kind of simultaneously like going, yeah, the Oberdin, the Return to the Oberdin. I got really far in it, and then I like left for like a weekend trip or something. And it's like it was like, it's kind of a game you have to play all in one sitting. You have to play the game like all in one sitting, I think. It's really not one that you should like put down because there's just so much you have to remember. So if they attack, we have to play around the 2 mana Flash Lord. Okay, well, no worries now. Yeah, the game was awesome though. I think I'm gonna jam a Tyvar. We're very likely to hit when we minus. Yeah, I was taking notes too. It was a cool game. Esther was helping me play it for a little bit too. I always meant to like YouTube what happens at the end, but I never got around to it. But this island like looks very, very similar to the art style there. So I could play another Caretaker here. I would have 1 less blocker if I did that. So I would lose Tyvar to Mutavault being activated, but I'm chump blocking the Mutavault anyway, so I think this is okay. I think I'm okay if they're activating Mutavault to send everything at Tyvar. I have a backup Tyvar in my hand. Oh yeah, Papers, Please. I played a little bit of Papers, Please. I got like a little bored of it, I guess. It was okay. It's a fine game. Not really for me. If Hunterburn was tomorrow, would it be on? Probably the Sacrifice Scam deck. Hunterburn, like, you don't choose... For me, at least, it's always been a tournament where you're supposed to play your pet deck. I know it's like, you know, there's not that many tournaments anymore, so... so maybe that attitude is kind of out of date. Maybe... It's obviously fine to, like, you know, just try to spike it or whatever. But for me, it's always been a tournament where you're supposed to have some fun, play your pet deck. At least that's what I recommend. But also the sack deck's really good. Like a little bit of a combination. Should be 8. Yeah, I've got too many pet decks for sure. Yeah, too many. That is true. I have too many pet decks to choose. Okay, we get to untap with Tyvar. That's good news. And we drew... What did we draw for turn? What did we draw for turn? Are you kidding me? I don't deserve this. This is such a gift. I guess this Wall of Omens is free to play here. Yeah, I have a lot of pet decks. Too many. My pet decks could litter the sky. Blot out the sun. Can use Tyvar as a ritual here if we want to. I love this deck. This deck is so sick. I do think that this would be like a really good Hunterburn deck too. If you have Graz on the battlefield, can your walls attack? Graz? What does Graz do? Graz D's, perhaps? Thank you, opponent. Based and cool. Alright, gonna bring in these bridges. 3 of them at least. Chord, a Caretaker, Roots. Yeah, Tyvar is just so good. Oh, yeah. Okay, Juggernauts you control, each combat defeatable. Juggernauts you control can't be blocked by walls. Each other creature you control has base power, toughness 3 less. Juggernauts. Yeah, I think that it doesn't remove Defender, so I think. Oh. Wall of Roots. I meant to cut a Caretaker. It doesn't have Defender, so I think that you still can't attack with them, right? Is it worth to only board in 2 bridges for Karn? Well, you still have 1 bridge for Karn. You don't really need a 2nd bridge for Karn. Yeah, the plan is to board in 3. Didn't put a leveler, and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about putting in the 4th Bulwark in the main over the 4th Caretaker, and then playing a leveler over there. I think we're still playing that same league, though, where I said I wanted the leveler. It could be... I think that was round 1 of this league, where I said I wanted it. Can also play a Torp Orb in that spot. Orb is okay. Where's the cooking stream? It already happened. It was on Sunday. Round 3 last league. Okay, I guess we lost to Murph. So we beat Murktide this league and lost to them last league, or do I have it backwards? I think we're 1-1 against them with this deck today. Oh, sorry. Should have played the Bulwark. That's okay though. Well, I played around the new budget block. I watched Demonic Tutors play the budget mono Blackburn deck. It was pretty cool. I haven't personally given it a go. Looks super fun though. Yeah, so Gonti's Machinations, I read it like 3 times yesterday, and when I was reading it, like, I didn't see the sacrifice clause on it. And I remembered from playing it in the past that it sacrificed. But I was watching tutors play the deck, and for some reason I just couldn't read it correctly. And I was like, this card is broken. What the heck? What is Wizards thinking? This is like Modern Horizons 3. I thought that you just could like keep activating it over and over again with energy, but you can't do that. It doesn't work. Dude, how's my opponent ever beating this? Mono Black needs more lands. Should be Academy's Awakening. It's tough because you also want the like the peat lands. Yeah, chat blindness. This is the updated version. Is it? I don't think I saw. Sleeper Agent was also so good. This card was like so good. It's a 1-mana 3/3. Your opponent gains control of it at the beginning of your upkeep. Deals 2 damage to the controller. I was like, what the heck? Fissure of Tizerus loses 2, escape for 4. I can't imagine playing the second copy. You can play the first copy maybe. Deck's very cool though. I'm gonna play around the Flash Lord here. This is like the big payoff Soul Spike. Remove 2 black cards, drain for 4. You can like pitch your Chancellors. Yeah, I don't think you want to play the fruit. Very fun deck though. All right. Maybe I want to Karn this turn. Could play like Wall of Blossoms into Karn. Like that, I really like that it turns off their Vial. Oh no! Ugh. This only taps for 3. I should have realized that earlier. Only taps for 3 because this is not a defender anymore. Oops. Yeah, I was watching Tutors play. It looked really fun. That being said, we're gonna have a really good turn next turn probably. That could kill turn 1. So 4 Chancellor, 2 Soul Spike. That should work, yeah. That seems really good. You can win turn 0. Sounds really fun. Can win on a turn 0 on a multi-6. Can we die? Probably not. Yeah, we go to 2 if they violate another lord. Which they'll definitely do if they have one, right? Turn off shocklands and stuff. Yeah, this didn't tap for 4 because this removed the defender line on Axebane Guardian. So we only had 3 defenders. They have the 3rd Trickster? You're kidding. Wow. You're not kidding. This is free to play. So 4... So we can go... I think the line is going to be 4 mana. Tyvar untap. So we go down to 1 up to 5. 6, 7 for bridge. Oh wait, then we have 3 cards in our hands. Yeah, bridge doesn't even do it because we have too many cards. Haywire Mite? I mean, Mite doesn't do anything, I just am dead, right? Hope they play a Lord. That doesn't seem like a winning line. Oh, to kill the Spreading Seas. Yeah, that's our line. Seems fine. Chancellor next is only good. Yeah, I know. It's like it's so much better on Magic Online than paper. So I did do a few things. Shouldn't be dead anyways, right? We have 3 blockers. We're at 7. Against 5 attackers. Oh no, we're exactly dead, aren't we? I can't block with the Might and Sack. Does this also do it? 3 blockers, 4 attackers. No, they punted. They threw the game. They just should have attacked with Mutavault. I was dead. We have to jump. We lose 3 of our defenders though, so it's not like we're just doing fine though. We're pretty likely to still win. Yeah, they just threw away the game. Yeah, we can bridge now too. That's true. Oh, they're attacking Karn? Karn? Tyvar. Karn. Tyvar. Okay, so they have no cards in their hand. I just don't need to even think about anything. I'm just gonna win next turn with the... Okay. Yeah, just no blocks. Karn combo next turn. What a game. Wall of Omens is mana neutral now and makes my loop a bit easier, so we should play it here. Let's make again clicking through a bit easier. This is mana positive. Yeah, it's not that often you receive gifts like that on Magic Online. That's a fan of the stream. Okay, I'm just gonna actually just cast Karn, show them Ballista right now. Magic is a hard game. Magic is a hard game. Sophie deck go today really poorly, unfortunately. I thought I was onto something. Might still be. We had like a lot of mana, flood mana screw. Gonna circle back to it maybe, maybe not. It's a hard deck to play twice if it doesn't go well the first time. How many clicks are needed? Not nearly as much as the Dark Pool. We're almost there, actually. We just need to get up to 40 mana. The more defenders you have in play, also, the less clicks it is. Opponents. Uh-oh. Hope they're not going to rope me. Okay. Seems like they're not. Okay, now they can see. Alright, it's gonna. We lost playing for 4-1 last league. Let's get a 4-1 prediction here. We are 6-3 on the day of the deck. The keepable hand. No! My Caretaker! Always so nice to see a Lightning Bolt deck, though, because it's like, you can't heat this on turn 2, you can't bolt it, good luck. Good luck, nerd. Nothing you can do. I can go Channeler, Bobble, Bobble, Fetch Land, heat, though. Can go Spell Stare. We got Spell Stared earlier today, actually. So what's the best way to do this? I can go Caretaker into Tyvar, into untap Battlement, play Battlement. It's really bad if they Spell Pierce, though. So I think I'm just going to go just play my walls this turn. Wow. Spike plays around Spell Pierce for the first time ever. Live on stream. Incredible. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana next turn. At least. Graveyard Spell Snare. There it was. There it was. Yeah, I did speak another Spell Snare into existence. Thankfully, it was just regulated to the graveyard this time. So, I was just thinking 1 mana Defender would be pretty gross here. We might be able to combo if Tyvar, hold on. If Tyvar gets us back. So like this, we float 2 mana, minus get back Caretaker. Then we have 1, 2 from the Caretaker, 5 from the Battlements, floating 2, 7 mana. I think we're a little short. But we can also just like get the thing into play. We also have the out to like mill over another Caretaker. We also maybe miscounted. Oh, I did mill over another Battlements. Unreal. When you like Tyvar and just like find a Battlements like that, it's pretty ridiculous. And now we can just combo. Turn 4 combo through 2 lightning bolts. Pretty cool. People concede quicker if they knew how the combo worked also. Alright, although my opponent does. Awesome. Very cool. Let's bring in a bunch of bridges. Yeah, Lightning Bolt doesn't even kill Overgrown Battlement. Bad card. I think it was a turn 4 win, right? Yeah, it was turn 4. Yeah, hopefully Modern Horizons 3 finally shapes up the meta. MH2 just could not contain the wall deck. This maybe get me copyrighted, but it'd be worth it. Hold on, I only know this song from the Dark Souls video. Of course, right? There's a Dark Souls video from Only Afro. It's like Dark Souls 1 3D. It's called The Wall.
Drop it.
I forgot how many shitty edits are in this though. The wall! The wall! The wall! Thank you, Ragavan, getting this Verdant Catacombs out of the way. Oh no, the wall. Let's go slam a Murktide. Let's go slam a Bridge. Oh, Explosives on 2. Wow. Mission just cast the wall. B_Sid, thing with 30 months. The wall, indeed, my friend. So that's enough. Happy the Explosives on 2, not 3. 2 cards in their hand. They don't have Delirium, so it's actually kind of a conversation if you block or not. I'm gonna block, whatever. It's bad against Heat, but better against everything else. Yeah, the YouTube video might get DMCA. They didn't have the Heat, though. Alright, alright, alright. We can get, it'd be worth it, you know, you can't get DMCA'd too often, but every once in a while. They cast the Guardian. It's always fun when you're playing Ragavan against like Enchantress and you just like start playing your opponent's deck. Just like, you know, steal a Sigarda's Ace, steal a Hammer. Opponent's not interested. Okay, we can beat Spell Pierce. The counter spell works though. No counter magic yet. There's also like a chance they're really low on outs post board. There's a good chance they didn't bring in Brotherhood End. They've already used an explosives. They could have like maybe one more explosives, but yeah, random breed. Yeah, Otawara, but Otawara is just a bounce, so they have to have like really out top deck me than Otawara. That'll help though if they do have outs. Yeah, they might have the Borrower and they just like don't want to use it yet too. That could be the case right now. Top of my library hasn't been too kind, not yet at least. Shocks and Steam Vents. Oh no. Breach is a lot better than Murktide against Ensnaring Bridge. Breach is a lot better than Murktide against Ensnaring Bridge. Damn it. Okay. Game 3 on the play. For all the marbles. Or like, you know, some number of marbles. Immerkulin. Honestly, the fact that it's uncounterable is really nice. I think you're not supposed to. I don't hate it though. Well, I like this hand a lot. Battlements is also like legitimately so good on turn 2 in this matchup. It's like they just can't bolt it, they can't heat it, they have to have a spell snare. And it's also like if they have a 1-mana creature, you know, are they playing that or are they holding up spell snare? Kind of tough to say. Although they could have like Ragavan plus burn spell, but you also like I think if you play Battlement on turn 2 and they attack with Ragavan, you maybe just don't block. I don't know. It's close. It's a conversation at least. I guess turn 1 Channeler can let them heat too. They've got some cards, but could also potentially hold this for Underworld Breach. Not very likely, but if I just draw like a bunch of lands in a row, I could. Okay, never blocking. Block in my wall deck? Not me. You got the wrong guy. Counterspell on Wall of Omens. They have Delirium now, though. Although it can potentially heat back, or Tyvar back my Battlement. Reverted a Subtlety. Well, they keep a card on top. I don't like that very much. I do have 2 Tyvars at least. Now I have another Overgrown Battlement. I think that they have Counterspell up, so obviously here, right? So why don't we stupid spell snare. We'll play 2 cards instead of 1 card into the Counterspell. Not rocket science. Don't want to shock and breeding pool for Arcades. Obviously drawing one of Arcades would suck, but it seems better to keep our life total higher against the active Channeler. Their draw's definitely been really good. Six. Anyway, so we can chord for Arcades here. See if they tap out at all. Lightning Bolt's me. Island into the graveyard. Card on top. Okay, we chord now. Oh, bone it, please! No, why do I always get Spell Pierce? Just can never dodge the Spell Pierce. They do bolts. Man. Rough game, rough game, rough game. Okay, back-to-back 3/2s. Glad I got to scratch the wall itch a little bit. Still a deck I like. Still a deck that I think is pretty underrated. What a brutal Spell Pierce though. And into like the second bolt also.